Hey, and welcome back to Beyond the Studio Pilates. My name's Hannah, and today I just want to take you through a really great leg and glute workout.
Lying down, and we're going to start with shoulder bridge today. So we're coming onto our backs, and the first thing you need to think about is that setup. So making sure that your feet are hip distance apart and facing forward, knees are in line with your hips and toes. Core's engaged, so think about pulling your belly button towards your spine, pulling your ribs down towards your hips. We're going to take an inhale here, then we're going to exhale, roll up into your bridge position. When you get to the top, you're going to keep the weight in your shoulders, make sure you've made that ski slope position, and we're going to take an inhale, then we're going to exhale and slowly roll back down, really squeezing those glutes, making those muscles work. We're going to do one more like this just to warm up. So rolling into neutral, holding it here, taking an inhale, and then exhale, tucking your pelvis, squeezing your glutes, bringing yourself back up into your bridge, squeezing your glutes to the top, make those muscles work, keep your core engaged, holding it here for an inhale, and then exhale. Slowly coming back down one vertebrae at a time. So it's a nice slow and controlled roll back to the floor. Rolling back into your neutral. So this time we're going to add on either a heel lift or a whole foot lift. So we're taking an inhale and exhale. Rolling up into your bridge, really squeeze those glutes, keep your hips lifted, and then you're either lifting just a heel or you're lifting a whole foot, whichever one you're doing. Really focus on glute control so your hips stay lifted. We're going to take an inhale at the top and then exhale, slowly rolling back down one vertebrae at a time. So slow controlled roll back to the floor. Taking an inhale at the bottom, we're going to do that one more time, and then we're going to exhale, tuck your pelvis, rolling up through your spine, squeezing your glutes, make your glutes and hamstrings work for you, holding it at the top, and then you're either lifting a heel or lifting a foot, keeping your hips lifted. One more lift on each side. And then we're going to hold it here for an inhale, and then exhale, slowly rolling back down one vertebrae at a time, back into your neutral. Holding it here for an inhale, and then exhale, we're going to roll back up. This time we're going to do 5 little pulses. So you're coming up into your bridge, make sure you've made that ski slope shape, core engaged, pelvic floor on, and then we're going to pulse higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it there, take an inhale, and then exhale, slowly bringing yourself back down to the mat, rolling back into your neutral, holding it here for an inhale, and then exhale, tucking that pelvis, rolling yourself back up, squeezing those glutes, holding it at the top. We're going to do 5 more pulses again, so holding it here, and then we're going to push higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, take an inhale, and exhale, slowly bringing yourself back down to the mat, rolling back into your neutral. Okay, this time we're going to start looking at working into our inner and outer thigh. So we're going to take an inhale, exhale, rolling up into your bridge, squeezing your glutes, make sure you've got to the top of your bridge, keep your ribs connected to your hips, and then you're going to just take your knees out to the side. Imagine there's something kind of hard pressing between your knees, and you're just going to push it back together. So you're just bringing your knees out and back together, and we're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Holding it here, take an inhale and exhale, rolling yourself back down to the mat. Taking an inhale at the bottom and then exhale, rolling back up into your bridge, holding it at the top. We're going to do that again, so holding your hips still, core engaged, glutes are on, and then taking your knees out and pushing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Taking an inhale and exhale, slowly rolling back down to the mat. Okay, so final 2 little bridge exercises. We're going to take an inhale, exhale, roll yourself up into your bridge. Then from here you're going to walk one heel out, walk the other heel out, hold it here for an inhale and exhale, rolling back down. So this is just stretching out through those quads. Holding at the bottom for an inhale and exhale, rolling back up into your bridge, squeezing those glutes. Walk one foot in and then the other foot in, holding it here for an inhale, and then on the exhale you're going to walk one heel back out, other heel back out. Hold it here, make sure your hips don't drop. Take an inhale and then exhale, slowly rolling back down. Taking an inhale at the bottom and then exhale, rolling back up, squeezing those glutes, keep your hips lifted and bring in one, bring in the other. Okay, from here you're just going to take your heels off the floor, come up onto your tiptoes, and then we're going to do 5 little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. You're going to take your knees out to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the middle, heels come down and return to the floor. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Core engaged, up into your bridge and up onto your tiptoes. Then 5 pulses higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. 5. Knees to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Hold it there. Then exhale. Bring yourself down to the floor and now return your heels to the floor. Okay. Okay, so final bridge series now. You're going to bring one leg up into the air. Now you can either bring that leg over the other leg, so making sure your right heel is not on your left leg, so it's not on the squishy part of your leg, and then you can roll yourself up into your bridge, keeping your hips level, or you can just hold that leg in the air. You're going to inhale at the top and then exhale back down. So here we go, we're going to take an inhale, exhale, rolling up into your bridge, holding those hips level at the top, taking an inhale and then exhale, slowly coming back down. And we're going to do one more on this side, so taking an inhale and exhale, rolling up into your bridge, really using those glutes, and then exhale, slowly bringing yourself back down, bringing the other leg up, either across the leg that's staying on the floor or just holding it in the air. Taking an inhale here and exhale, rolling up, squeezing those glutes, keep your hips lifted, and then exhale, slowly rolling back down. So we're going to do 2 more on this side, taking an inhale at the bottom and then exhale, rolling yourself back up, pushing through that foot that's still on the floor. Make your legs work for you. And final one like this, taking an inhale, exhale, rolling up, holding at the top for an inhale, and then exhale, slowly bringing yourself back down, bringing both legs down to the floor, giving yourself a full body stretch. And then we're staying on our back and we're going to work into that inner thigh a little bit. So you're bringing your feet off the floor. You're bringing your feet together and knees together. So you're in your tabletop position. Core stays engaged. Remember, little gap under that lower back. Then from here, you're going to take your knees out as wide as you can get them. If you want to bring your legs in a little bit closer to you, you're very welcome, or you can keep your knees out at tabletop, wherever works for you. Then I want you to imagine there's something squishy between your knees, and you're going to push your knees back together and squish this object back together and then open. So you're going to squish this object, really feel working in your legs, in your thighs, squeeze it back together. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged, squeezing back together. And we're going to do 5 more like this. So really pushing your knees back together, keep your core engaged, rib to hip connection. And final 3. Final 2. And final 1. Okay, from here, keeping your legs here, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add on an extension. So you're going to take your knees out to the side, push your feet together, hold it there, and then you're going to bring your knees in and extend your legs out. Come back to tabletop, knees go out, push your feet together so you can feel working in your legs, then bring your knees in and extend your legs up. Come back, core engaged, pelvic floor on, push your feet together, knees come into the middle, and then extend your legs out, bring your legs back to tabletop, knees come out, push your feet together, knees come back in, extend out, come back to tabletop. We're going to do 3 more. So if you want to make it harder, you just take your legs lower when you extend them out, so you're working into your core a little bit more as well as your legs. If you want to make it easy, you just take them higher. Push your feet together. We've got final 1 to go. Final 1. Push and extend and back to tabletop, and bring 1 to the floor and the other to the floor, and give yourself a full body stretch. Then from here, bringing your arms up in front of you. You can either keep your legs long or bring your feet to the floor. You're going to take an inhale. Then we're going to exhale. Tuck your chin and roll yourself back up. So for your glute press, if you want to, you can roll up your mat or a towel and have it under your wrist, and that's just going to give you a little bit more padding and support. The next thing you need to do is make yourself into a good box. So remember, your knee should be under your hip, your wrist should be under your shoulder. Your core is engaged and your tailbone is pointing off towards the back wall. We're going to take an inhale here. Then you're going to exhale, bring out and lift up 1 leg, keeping your hips next to each other. So make sure you haven't hip hitched and lifted that hip any higher. Core stays engaged. From here, we're going to do 5 little circles in 1 direction, keeping everything else nice and still. Careful that that weight hasn't just transferred onto your hands. Make sure you've still got weight in your foot. Then taking it in the other direction. Then holding it here, you're going to bring it back in so it hovers, flex your foot, and then you're going to imagine you're pushing something away from you. You're going to really push backwards, squeeze your glutes together, extend that leg out, and then slowly bring it back in. So we're pushing out, core stays engaged, eye line stays down at the floor, and then slowly bringing it back in. 3 more like this, really pushing out, and then bringing it back in. And final 2, really pushing out, holding it there, eye line stays down at the floor, core is engaged. Final 2 like this, really pushing out, extend through the bottom of your foot. Final 1. from here, that leg is going to hover. You're going to bring your foot over the leg that's still on the floor, and then from there you're going to lift up. So you should feel this in the outside of your glute. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged. Think about having a nice long neck. And we've got 3 more to go. 2, and final 1. Okay, then bringing that leg down, pointing your toe so it's pointing backwards again. And then from here, you're going to raise it up into that donkey kick-like position. Careful with that hip again, make sure you haven't hip hitched. And then you're just going to take your knee over the bottom leg. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Make sure that weight stays even. If you need a wrist break at any time, please take one. And we've got 3 more to go. 2, and final 1. And then bringing that leg in, bringing it back to the floor and having a little wrist break. Well done. Other side to go. So coming back into your box, remember that wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, core's engaged and tailbone is pointing off towards the back wall. You're going to stretch that leg out, bring it up. Then we're going to do 5 little circles in one direction. And then 5 little circles in the other direction. Then you're going to bend that knee, flex your foot, bring that leg in so it's hovering. And then you're going to imagine there's something hard behind you and you're pushing it away from you. You're going to push that object away and then bring it back in. So really engage your core. Think pelvic floor on, squeeze your glutes. Really work into those muscles. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Eye line stays down at the floor. We've got 4 more to go. You're doing really well. Push away and up. Push away. And final 2. And final 1. Okay, then bringing that leg in, hover that knee. Bring your foot over the leg that's still on the floor and then just lift and lower. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Keep that core engaged. Pelvic floor on and strong. And 4, 3, 2, and final 1. And then bringing that leg in, hover, bring that leg up into your donkey kick position. Make sure you haven't hip hitched. Keep that core engaged, hips stay next to each other. And then you're just bringing your knee across the bottom leg. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Keep that core engaged. Make sure the weight stays even between your hands and your knee. And we've got 3 more to go. You're doing really well. Final 2. And final 1. And then bring that leg back down. Okay. From here, we are coming on to heel beats. So you're coming down onto your front. And do the little roll in like that. Putting your arms in front of you, making like a diamond with your hands, and then you can place your hand in that diamond. Feet are just flat on the floor and about hip distance apart. Going to engage your core, so think about pulling your ribs down towards your hips. Try not to hold any tension in that upper body. Going to take an inhale, then you're going to exhale. Bring your legs off the floor, flex your feet, and then beat your heels together for 5 little beats. 2, 1, and then slowly bring them back to the floor. We're going to do 4 more like this. So core engaged, and lift, and then flex your feet in 5 beats for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower, holding it here, core engaged, lifting, flex your feet, 5 little beats, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower, halfway there, 2 more to go. Take an inhale and exhale and lift, flex your feet and beat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. And final time, so lifting up, flexing your feet and beat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering back down. Well done. From here, bringing yourself back into your box position, you're going to pick up your right leg and guide it over to the left hand side of your body, and just slide your right foot backwards until you're sitting down and can feel that stretch through your left glute. Holding it here for me. Then tucking your feet, pushing yourself back into your box position, taking your left leg out this time, bringing it up, guiding it over to the right hand side of your body, stretching that leg out behind you, holding it there. Really like this stretch. I think it's enjoyably uncomfortable, if that's a thing. Holding there for a little bit longer. Okay, then pushing yourself back up. And from here we're coming on to our side lying. So again, just making sure you've got something nice and soft underneath you. Going to bring your elbow to the floor. Make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder so it's protecting that shoulder joint, and your bottom leg can either be straight or bent. Wherever is comfortable, place that bottom leg. Cores engaged. Think about pulling your ribs down towards your hips, and you're going to lift that top leg to hip height. You can either have your top hand in front of you or on your hip, wherever is more comfortable. And then we're going to do circles. So try not to move anything apart from your legs. So try not to move your body too. Think about keeping everything else nice and still. And final 3, 2, 1, and taking it in the other direction. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged, ribs to hips. Final 3, 2, 1, and holding that leg there. Okay, from here, you're going to bring that leg forward, double tap the floor, bring it back up to the center. Take it behind the bottom leg. Make sure you don't arch your back and take your body backwards. Double tap the floor, bring it back to the center. So forward, double tap, back up, backwards, double tap, back to the center. Forward, double tap, center, backwards, double tap, center. Forward, double tap, center, backwards, double tap, center. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged. This is really working into your thigh and your hamstrings. And we're going to see one more. And then bring that leg back down. Okay, swiveling yourself around so you're on your other side. So again, making sure your elbow is under your shoulder. Bottom leg can either be straight or bent, however is comfortable.
Cores engaged, really pull your ribs down towards your hips and bring that top leg to hip height. Either having that top hand in front, or you can keep it on your hip wherever feels comfy, and off we go. Little circles to start with. Keep thinking belly button to spine, try not to sag on your side to try and keep everything nice and engaged. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there and reverse. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged. And final 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Then we're going to take it forward, double tap, back to the center, backwards, double tap, back to the center. Keep thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged. Make sure you're not leaning back as your leg goes back, or leaning forwards as it goes forwards. Try and keep your hips stacked one on top of the other. If you need to, take that bottom leg out a bit straighter. I think that makes it slightly easier, to be honest. Gives you more of a kind of thing that you're hopping that leg over. Keep thinking belly button to spine, core stays engaged, pelvic floor on and strong. We've got 2 more to go. You're doing really well. You should really feel this in your leg and glute by now. Final 1. And then bringing that leg back down. Okay, so final stretch, we're going to do a hamstring stretch. Now, if you have a band and you would like to use it, you are very welcome. If not, I'm going to talk you through it without the band anyway. So you're coming down onto your back, core staying engaged, so don't forget about that core. Scooping up your pelvic floor, leave your left foot flat on the floor, bring your right leg into the air. So the band, if you're using it, is going round your heel. You're holding onto the band, or you're holding onto the back of your thigh or the back of your calf. Don't hold on to the back of your knee. Holding that hamstring stretch. So you should feel it in the body of the muscle, not just in the ends. Holding it there. And see if you can just point your toe at your face, bring it a little bit closer, holding it there. Then put that band into your left hand and guide it over to the left hand side of your body. If you don't have a band, you're just holding on to either your calf or your thigh and just holding that leg over the other leg. And bring that leg back to the middle, and either guiding it out to the right hand side by holding on to your thigh with your hand, or just holding onto the band in your right hand, just letting that leg drop to the right. Make sure your left hip stays on the floor for me. And bring it back to the middle. Opening up the band if you have a band, and placing your left heel in the band, or just bringing your left leg into the air. Right foot is back flat on the floor, either holding onto the back of your thigh or the back of your calf, or of course the band, holding it there. And so you can point your toe at your face, bring it a little bit closer, so either bringing your hand in a little bit or just bringing the band in a little bit.
Then putting that band into your right hand, guiding the leg over to the right hand side, or just holding on to your thigh or calf, holding it there. Remember, if you get a fizzy foot, you've gone too far, let it off a little bit. And bring it back to the middle, put the band into your left hand and let that leg fall out to the left, or just hold on to your thigh. Remember, your right hip must stay on the floor, holding it there. And bring that leg back to the middle, taking the band off your foot if you were using the band, and giving yourself a full body stretch. And then from there, bringing your hands into the air, taking an inhale, and then exhale, tucking your chin, seeing if you can bring yourself back up to sitting. Don't worry if you can't, just have a go. Okay, and we're going to leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed my 30-minute leg and glute session. You feel like you've adequately worked those legs and glutes, and they can have a nice rest for the afternoon. Thank you for joining my leg and glute workout today. I hope you found it beneficial. Check out my YouTube channel for more videos that you can do from the comfort of your own home. Take care for now. Bye.